言うことは一つだけ。絶対負けねえ。
Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Nothing here with a new player analysis. We've got the new Dreamfest players, who are the Dreamfest players that I totally said couldn't come, and they came anyway because I don't know anything I'm talking about. That's right, it's Kazuo and Masao Tachibana, the Tachibana Twins. Flying Squirrel Fighters take on the world. Also, we have Synchrosurf Bunnaak, the champion of the field, who I haven't covered yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And Zino Hernandez, the perfect keeper. So, without further delay, and because I do not want to wallow in self-pity because I got the Dreamfest prediction absolutely and completely wrong, we're going to go ahead and move on. The first player we're going to cover is Kazuo Tachibana. Flying Squirrel Fighter takes on the world. He may not have an auto pass cut and may rely on his brother to do it, but Kazuo is a huge interception risk for your opponent that can play anywhere outside of the defender slot. With 12.3k intercept and a 465 momentum intercept skill, backed by 10.2k tackle, 9.3k dribble, and 8.8k pass, Kazuo is an incredibly flexible midfielder that can play attacking or defensive midfielder quite easily. He's not as flexible as Dreamfest Aoi due to a lack of a comparable skill support, right? And he also doesn't have like an AEX intercept that can just throw at everything to solve all his problems. But with an S intercept, A tackle, and A dribble included, all you need is a passing skill and 1-2, both of which aren't too difficult to obtain, although the A pass might be a little harder to get now because it is a removable skill on a free 2017 Samurai version, which you can't get anymore. He's also better for a team than World Cup 2018 Kazuo, so long as you don't need that player's team skill for Green Japan. Pros, his passive makes him stronger by 15% against attacking and defensive midfielders, helping them navigate the midfield and clogging it up against opponents. He's a 12.3k cut, 10.2k tackle, 9.3k dribble, and 8.k pass, as we've mentioned. They're all good. And huge positional flexibility allows him to be either a starting midfielder or a late game defensive move. He is nice and very flexible team skill. For his cons, his A pass is really difficult to get if you didn't play during the 2017 Samurai release, but that character was free then. He is a forward, attacking midfielder, and defensive midfielder just like his brother. His roles are utility, enabler, and clogger. I rate him an S. A lot of people are going to be like, wait, why didn't you rate the Tachibana Twins double S? And I'll explain why for Kazuo. For Kazuo, the problem with Kazuo is that he does something good, which is that in a green team, for example, he enables the middle school version of his brother, Masao, who is a forward that you very much want to have, and he is quite better than the junior youth version, which you would run, and the World Cup 2018 version, even though he's not a scorer like the World Cup 2018 version. But the thing is that the World Cup 2018 version is not a very good scorer in the first place, and the junior youth 2018 Tachibana, the junior youth Tachibana is just not really up to snuff, the Dream Collection one anymore. And so, yeah, in a green team he's pretty fine, but like in a full Japan team, it's really hard to find the spot for this Tachibana, especially because he's not also a defender. So originally I thought that they would make him 4 positions, so that they could play literally anywhere, because that's kind of what they are in the manga. You could play him basically wherever you want. But in World Youth, I don't think they ever played defender, and that would have been better balance-wise in terms of being able to fit them somewhere, because then in a Rainbow Japan, you could definitely find a spot for Kazuo, particularly because your defenders, like, you don't really care who your side defender is too much, and an interceptor is a good fit, especially one that's really fast, and you can make this guy really fast. But in an actual, for example, like in a green team, he takes the place of maybe Dreamfest Matsuyama, and Dreamfest Matsuyama is really not that bad, especially because you're kind of forced to run now the green Misugi, the the hidden ability one. And so you kind of want to play him because he's a 54k character who tackles like a maniac and has a non-distance decay pass, right? So he has trouble fitting in teams. Both of them do. And this one in particular, although he is very good for the green team because of the green middle school Masao, a little bit hard to find a place for. Anyways, limit break A, 16, 16, 18 dribble tackle speed, 17, 17, 16 pass intercept technique. This is a standard utility build. It'll make him a little bit good at everything. If you would rather instead he focus more on interception and passing, go with the speed 25, pass intercept technique 25, limit break. For his stats, he's a 1064 stamina, which is quite good. As you can see from his stats, they're all kind of decent, but his dribbling is actually where he focuses in offensively. So he has 9.3k dribble and 8.8k pass, but his tackle is 10.2k and his intercept 12.3k. 8.5k block is not much to talk about, but it's not quite that bad. I think he's one of the better offensive trappers and defensive trappers in the game. So if he gets the ball and he's trying to trap it in any of those two situations, he'll be good at it. And also high ball and low ball 25%. So if he does have to trap the ball offensively or defensively for some reason, he's actually going to be excellent at doing that because he does get a bonus for doing it, 25%. Remember, the high and low ball applies to literally anything you do in the air. Now for his skill build, he comes with the coordinated acrobatic intercept S, keep the monkey tackle and the flying squirrel jump. They're both actually quite good and they don't require the twin to work with. And then teach him a technical pass and a Tachibana Twins. You can teach him S Galabak instead of Tachibana Twins if you want more defensive flexibility, or instead of the A technical pass if you just don't have a copy of it. There's not much else to say about him skill-wise. He has a 350 momentum tackle and 465 momentum intercept and 300 momentum dribble, 295 momentum 1-2, all of which are pretty standard. The pass is a little trashier at 265, but since it's easy to level up because there's a lot of SR characters that have it, it doesn't feel too bad to give them to him. Next up, we have Masao Tachibana, the Flying Squirrel Fighter. He's clearly the winner of the genetics draw between the two twins. This is the one who gets all of the attack power, which is convenient as he can learn some of the best aerial attacks. With 11.7k shot, which is 14.6k with both high and low balls, he has a wild 10.9k intercept as well and 9.5k dribble, rounding all of that up. Masao has an easy time stealing the ball from defenders trying to dump the ball off and then shooting it into the goal. As a bonus, he's 15% stronger against goalkeepers and defenders. His ground shot isn't insane, being a 455 momentum long distance shot, but he can learn Skylab Twin Shot, which is a monstrous 490 S volley that you got for free if you farmed it. He also can be passed a 440 S Flying Squirrel Jumping Header, or a 325 A Skylab Hurricane if that's all you've got. For pros, 82.4k total volley check with the 490 volley and his passive, and you can teach that for him for free from the Tachibana, from the free Tachibanas, and that's against goalkeepers, right? That's passive included. Comes with a decent A interception to use his 10.9k intercept with. He has good skill support and a nice long distance shot, as well as access to the wealth of easy blue Japan mix buffs. He has solid 6.2k speed as well. For his cons, his ground shot's kinda whatever. It's really just meant to gate his power into Skylab Twin Shot, which is the twin's best shot overall. Like his twin, he is a forward, attacking midfielder, and defensive midfielder. His role is as a striker and a clogger. Now, this is probably the first forward that's a clogger, that's not like a random auto interceptor like Victorino. And he is a clogger because at the forward position, you don't have to do much to be a clogger. You don't need an auto intercept. You just need to have a high intercept stat because you will stop defenders trying to get rid of the ball almost always. I rate him an S. Would I pull for him? Maybe. Again, same thing as the green twin. You know if you need them. Maybe you don't have the players to complete your team yet and they will fit. Sure, go for him. Maybe you need one of them for your monocolor team. Go for him. Masao is a little harder to fit on a team than Kazuo is because to play Masao in blue, you have to keep Hyuga, put Kazuo blue from the World Cup 2018 up there, and then play Masao at like attacking midfielder, the central one, and he's gonna kind of be like the red hidden ability Misaki, right? That he'll be the central midfielder that sometimes you pass the ball back to. That will be his role, basically. And it also means that you probably won't run World Youth Misaki. You'll instead be running Roberto and Tsubasa on the sides because Roberto's passive is too good to pass up. And in a mono blue Japan team, he's actually worth playing as one of the two main midfielders, even though he's defensively non-existent. Anyways, but yeah, limit break, the main one is speed 25, shot power 25, and then you go in on intercept technique. But if you do want a little bit more passing because you're going to learn Tachibana Twins or you're going to keep it there, then 997 at the last column, everything else the same. For his stats, same stamina as his twin, 1064. As you can see, his dribble is a little weaker, but he has much more shot. That does lead into a 9.5k dribble, 11.7k shot, 8.2k pass, 8.3k tackle, and 10.9k intercept. High on low ball, also 25%. That's very important considering his shot is very good. For his skill build, he's going to come with the S Flying Squirrel forward flip shot, which is a really cool looking shot that needs the twin. Skylab Twin Shot, which also needs Jito on top of his twin. And Flying Squirrel Jumping Header, which is the only thing he can do by himself, basically. B Skill Dribble and A Skylab Interception round everything out. The Tachibana Twins skill is not that great on him considering the dribble stat. It's a little expensive, and since you want to prioritize speed in the limit break build to ensure he gets into the box faster, to get the low and high balls, you may be better off simply not taking the 1-2 and replacing it instead with a dribble. You can keep it there instead of the B skill dribble, but if you do that, you may not be taking advantage of the speed you invested in, and you have to probably do 997 instead of 22-3. That said, it's up to you which you'd rather do. The intercept is kind of important on him considering how he can use it to bully defenders or the forwards after a kickoff. A Skylab Hurricane and plus a Flying Squirrel jumping header is something that you do if you, like me, don't have a dupe of the header because you're not the owner of Pemex or work at Pemex and just do backflips and money. So that's just, different options that you might have for him. Next up, we've got Sing Pursuit Bunnaak, champion of the field. He is the original pain in the ass. Bunnaak was the first non-anniversary player to be running around with the auto-intercept passive, which is worth saying something because he's still good, and for a very long time he made playing against Red an ordeal, which took several very good passers in both Blue and Green to really overcome. Nowadays, with his 10.5k intercept, he's not quite the broken threat he once was. He basically has about as much intercept as one of the Twins, and no passive to make it crazy with. But since he does have 50% auto intercept and it can be pumped into 12k intercept via limit break, and he has a pretty strong interception skill, he's still going to be a problem. Pair that with his access to a similar momentum Muay Thai block and almost identical block stats, and you have the poster child for annoying defenders since early 2018. Pros, 10.5k intercept and 10.4k block are matched with 9.4k tackle and access to 3 different S skills of each type. He has solid stamina and surprisingly good skill support even on offense. Cons, there's no real big cons to this player still, other than he's not in a major archetype. Thing is, Asia is not quite there yet. It needs a non-Japanese Asian goalkeeper probably from real life. The Asia archetype is probably the biggest reason why we might see original players in the game. His position is defender. His roles are defense and clogger. As you notice, there's just a lot of cloggers this time around. I rate him an S. Would I pull for him? Maybe. If you're playing red, yes. But if you're not, then no. Limit breaks, block power intercept technique 25 is the classic. This is the Bunnaak is sitting right in the middle as your center defender and is not going to let anything through. And he can stop 1-2s and he can stop dribbles too just by throwing in a big enough intercept at stuff or a big enough block. This is the one where you run S intercept, S block, and you just go for it. And then there's the B version, which is probably the one you're running if you're on the wing, where you do block 22 power 3 so you can do 25 speed. They're both basically the same build, but one's better on the wing and one is better in the middle. For his stats, he's got 1072 stamina. Again, big stamina because the Dreamfest player, as you can see, his block and intercept are pretty high. That does result in 10.4k block, 10.5k intercept, and 9.4k tackle. Shot is 9.1, which is not good, but you could probably have a copy of the AEX shot. You might give it to him as a clearing option and also as a goalkeeper harassment tool. And 8.4k pass. The dribble is 7.9k, but since he learns an A dribble, it's probably better to use the A dribble as your offensive option because the A pass is much weaker. We'll talk about that in a sec. For his skill build, S intercept, S block. You can teach the S tackle if you really want to, but it's easier to level up the A tackle. It leads less balls. A Muay Thai shot EX and A Muay Thai dribble. You can replace the shot with A precise pass if you want to be a more normal, reasonable human defender. But you play red, and that's not what red does. Red wants to shoot at the goalkeeper 1,000 times a match and then flip the bird. You play red, live the YOLO life like God intended for you to do, put the pedal to the metal, and drive off that cliff, baby. Or, you could just use the pass instead of the shot. Whatever. Finally, we've got Zino Hernandez, the perfect keeper. Let's be real, he's not a bad goalkeeper anymore, but he's just really specific. The problem with Zino is that in this version, he is very much that you can't just use him as your starter. He's kind of a counter pick. Actually, he's not kind of a counter. He's a counter pick. He's a bench goalkeeper that comes in whenever you're up against red teams. There are some limitations, of course. First, there's not that many popular junior youth European forwards anymore. Italy and England basically have 0. That just leaves France and Germany. Of course, of those, no meta forwards are both red and junior youth Euro players. You'll probably be okay against Sexy Blue Pierre, Dream Collection Margus, and the full gamut of Schneiders, of the old Schneiders, which are all junior youth. And you'll be really strong against 283 Schneider, so hey, there's that. But listen, if you're fighting against red, it's 82.5k total catch against all those red players, which is not bad. 61.9k otherwise, unless they're junior youth players. Pros, he's really strong against red teams to the tune of 82.6 total catch with your S99 of the skill he comes with. You don't even have to give him the one from the Dream Collection. That's kind of nice. He makes your defender stronger when he plays with his hidden abilities, so that's cool. Cons, if someone literally subs in an off-color forward that's just strong enough, you might be in trouble. Of course, easier said than done, but that's life. Also, his stamina is not great. He is a goalkeeper, his role is a catcher, and he is a counter pick. I rate him B. You know, B is basically usable in certain situations, and not that bad at it. Would I pull for him? No, definitely not. Limit break, 25 catch, 25 power, 25 technique. He's a catcher through and through. Don't try to get creative. For his hidden abilities, he's got special skills force plus 25%. That's an SS. Even if it's on him, it's SS. It basically makes him playable. Without this passive, it means, without his passive, he still hits 61k catch just because of this. My team all stats plus 5, SS. It's the other hidden ability that makes him playable. It gives him free stats, 5% stats to himself, and also his entire defensive line gets stronger. And it's multiplicative on the force because they multiply each other. Rain puddle resistance, whatever, PvE stuff, cool beans. European Junior Youth Player Killer. It's a B because even though it's 30%, there is not enough players for it to matter. Dream Collection, Margus and Chester, Dreamfest, Pierre, Hidden Ability, Napoleon, the huge glut of Junior Youth Schneiders. None of them are really in the meta, and you don't have to worry about them. And with this guy, you definitely won't, but you don't have to worry about them in general for you to have to run this guy as a bench player. You would run him only in certain situations. Special skill block cancel, S. He disables 3 special skill blocks, which is nice. You won't teach him much other than the one other skill at best. It means none of them will ever be disabled ever, so that's kind of nice. For his stamina, 968. As you can see, not great. His punch and catch are terrible, and his actual in-match stats are garbage. 8.9k punch, 8.9k catch. But as you all well know, because of all the other features, he does become kind of usable in the end. Nothing to high and low balls. For a skill build, I'm only giving him 3 skill. The S golden right hand, the A golden right hand, and C one-handed catch. If you have the red Gino from the World Cup event, giving this character his A catch is decent if this is the only other Gino you have, until you find a better one to pass the A catch to. Otherwise, like you could give him the A silver left hand, because that might be preferable. I mean, he has it already. Actually, no, you have to get A silver left hand from somewhere else. I don't remember where. If you can find it, just give it to him. The goal, of course, being stamina granularity. You want to be able to really measure how much stamina you use on a skill. And you only want 3 skills because that way you cover your entire skill list. You can never be skill disabled. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Gino and for all 4 of the characters. So anyways, guys, thank you all for checking out this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and click the like button and leave a comment telling me what you think of these players or of the video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to check out the rest of the channel. And if you would like to know when I upload new content, don't forget to click subscribe on the YouTube video and click the little bell icon to be notified of when new videos or posts are made. If you'd like to monetarily support the channel, you can do so in a couple different ways. You can leave a one-off tip by clicking on the Streamlabs link in the description. You can support me monthly by joining my Patreon community and enjoying the unique benefits available to my Patreon subscribers. And you can check that out by following the Patreon link below. Or you can join the YouTube channel, which is on the big join button near the bottom near the subscribe button. Anyways, guys, thank you for checking this out, and I hope to see you all soon.